When you finally succeed, the narcissist does this. So after all of the work you put in to become the person that you are today, everything you built, after all of that, all of the suffering you went through, all of the trials and tribulations, what happens when you finally succeed? Because remember, they were always putting you down. They always made you feel like nothing you did was good enough. They were never happy with anything you did for them. There was always something wrong with it, or they didn't like it. So what happens when you do finally succeed? When you achieve their specified standard, when you meet their expectations, what do they do then? I'll tell you what they do. When you finally succeed, they move the goalposts. They change what they originally expected from you. Then it becomes something else. So it really doesn't matter how you succeed or what you do. It's not going to change anything. No matter what you do, they're never going to be happy. They're never going to be satisfied. They will always want more. They have these insatiable desires that can never be fulfilled. Not with you or anyone else. Even if there was a perfect person walking the earth, trust and believe that the narcissist would find something wrong with them. They can find something wrong with anything because they're very insecure and they project their insecurities outwards onto other people or things. When you finally succeed, they're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept that you put in the work to achieve a certain result. They're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to congratulate you. They're going to say that you cheated. You broke the rules somehow. They're not going to believe that you did it the honest way. They're going to think that you must have done something wrong. And that's the only reason why you could succeed. But even then, they will take credit for your success. They will steal your ideas. They may even steal your money or material possessions. Because remember, they are very arrogant and entitled. They feel deserving of whatever you have. And they see it as though you're just this object that exists to serve them. And for no other reason other than they just want it. If they want something, they believe they should have it. And there's really nothing you can tell them. There's no way that you can get through to them because they're just not going to see your success in the way that you want them to see it. They're not going to look at it as though, okay, you put in the work to become the person that you are today. And that's why they hate and envy you, because they're only looking at the finished product. They're not looking at all of the work you put in. They don't see that. They don't know about all of the suffering that you went through, the trials and tribulations, the journey. They don't see that part of it. And that's why when you do finally succeed and they see it or they hear about it, it just eats them up inside. They can't take it. They don't like it. Because they're not thinking about the work you put in. They're just looking at it like, so you got it. You managed to succeed, but what about me? Even though many of them are lazy, they don't want to do the work. They're just waiting for you at the finish line. So when you cross the finish line, they're just waiting there. But then they're not even celebrating or congratulating you. It's just they're expecting a handout. So it's like a double blow. Not only do they not appreciate you or congratulate you, but on top of that, it's the entitlement as well. So they don't value anything you do for them or give to them. And yet they're still there with their hands out, expecting it. But it really makes no sense when you think about it, because why would they want or need anything from you? If something is wrong with your success or it's not good enough, it doesn't add up. But then nothing they do makes any sense. But yeah, you can be sure that when you finally succeed, they're going to move the goalposts. Suddenly there'll be something else that you have to achieve, something else that you have to do. It's never going to be enough. It's like they tell you to climb Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. And it's like you get to one level, and then suddenly the clouds start to fade away, and then you're looking up like, whoa, there's another 1,000 feet, and then you climb that, and then there's another 1,000 feet, and then you get tired and you stop. You just can't do anymore. And then you look for your binoculars. You see the narcissist is standing right at the bottom of the mountain with their arms folded. And they don't look happy because they're expecting more and more. But it's like no matter what you do, it's never enough. It's like you could climb Mount Everest, and then they want you to climb the moon. They'll always come up with something in their heads. There's always some reason why you are not deserving of their appreciation and validation. They withhold that from you deliberately to control you. Because if you feel like you're never good enough, you're always going to be chasing after their validation. But when you recognize your worth, when you truly realize what you're worth, instead of constantly catering to them and trying to meet their demands, their standards and expectations, you're going to look at yourself and realize that you put in the work, you achieved a lot, you've done well. And then you're going to look at them and wonder what even qualifies for them to be in your presence, to be around you. Why are they deserving of everything that you've worked hard for? Because all they've really got is the arrogance and entitlement. But those aren't positive qualities. They're not contributing anything of value to you. But when you finally wake up and you realize that, they're not going to start putting in the work. They're not going to start trying to make things right with you. No. When you finally realize the game that they've been playing with you all of that time, when you wake up and you see you've been giving everything away for free to this person who hasn't been doing anything for you, and they've been expecting you to do everything. When you finally wake up and realize that, you know what they'll do? They'll ghost you. They'll disappear and they'll never come back. Because they know at that point you've woken up. You realize that you deserve more. You're looking back and you see you're so tired after everything you had to do for them. And maybe your bank account is empty. You lost all your money. You lost all your time. And yeah, you got nothing back. For everything that you invested, you got nothing back. When you wake up and you see that, they're just going to ghost you. They're going to run away. That's the discard. They'll devalue you for as long as they can until they've used up everything you've got, or until you finally figure out what they're doing. And then they'll have no purpose for you. The last thing a narcissist wants is to be around someone who realizes their worth, who realizes the value of what they're giving to people, and then expect something in return, an equal exchange, reciprocation. They don't want to be around someone like that. They want to be around someone who's stupid, someone who doesn't know their worth, or even people who just aren't really about anything. Because then there's less expected from them. They don't have to do as much. But when you're with a high value person, it takes work to be in a relationship with someone like that. A narcissist love the benefits they get from being with those types of people. But the problem is they don't want to do the work. And that's why it doesn't last long. So, narcissists, in the end, they're destined to either be alone or end up with people who are just like them. People who do the same things that they do. Cheat, lie, steal. because that's really where they belong. In the end, they just go back where they belong. And as for us, we continue to grow, we elevate, we become bigger and better, we become the best versions of ourselves, because we don't mind putting in the work. We can recognize our mistakes, our flaws, and we can do something about it so that we don't make the same mistakes again. Really nice beach here. I just came down to see the sunset. It's getting quite dark now. It's really cold. This is actually the first beach I've seen here, and I'm quite impressed so far. The sand's pretty white. But I'm sure there's even better beaches than this. This was just one that's quite nearby. It's a nice, peaceful place to come down and see. Now I'm getting hungry, so I think I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm still eating vegan food every day. I've been a vegan since September 2019. So that's over 3 years now. It takes a lot of dedication, but it really pays off in the end. I feel so much better now. I have a lot more energy. My mind is clearer. I still have energy even when I don't get much sleep. I'm still okay. So yeah, I highly recommend becoming a vegan. If that is something that you've been thinking about, something that you might be interested in, give it a try. Even if it's just for a week or two, just see how you feel. The moon is out. The sunset was incredible today. It was huge. I've never seen it like that before. And bright red. Got my car here, pulled up right by the beach. It's a Korean car, Genesis G8, something different from the usual that I get. So if any of you come to South Korea, give it a try if you're looking for a car to rent. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fast and comfortable. I think the entrance is there to the shop. Go around the back. I've never been down here before, this little town. Alright, just gonna head in this shop now, get some stuff. Then I'm gonna get something to eat. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on this video at the beach. Please give it a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you in another one very soon.